Daily Motion and Telegram. Oh, there's some more. Never mind.
Yeah.
Some of the other bigger ones is Steam. It's the gaming one though. Yeah. So cool. I did not know that. That's good
Yeah.
to know.
And like I said, I press record on my machine, and then it this machine that I have, it's a podcast machine, dude. So you when you record or like and you transfer the audio from the machine, the memory card to the computer, it asks you what platforms are you going to be uploading your podcast or your audio, and
Oh, that's awesome.
And Anchor is already an option on there.
That's awesome. Okay.
It's we're already it's already there, dude. It's really up to you guys how you guys want to do it. The only thing that's helpful for a restream is honestly is to probably do it on Facebook, which is what we should start doing, because older audiences all on Facebook, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys knew, but younger people don't go on Facebook.
I can tell by my feed. I can tell.
Your students on Facebook, like
no, they're not. They're what? No.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like Janelle's sister, she's like 24, and she's like, Facebook is for old people. I was like, what the fuck? Throw us under the bus like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's that's already
okay. There it is. What's up, Lalito? How you doing?
Good. Just got my COVID shot today. My booster.
Nice.
Yeah, when I was on my way home, I was feeling like, oh man, hope I don't get sick.
Are you ready?
But I'm happy I got it.
You feel like
that's good,
bro? Yeah, well, my first booster, I got really sick.
Yeah, let's change our names, Sam.
Let's do it.
So hopefully I don't. No pasa lo mismo.
You got sick the first time you got it?
Yeah, my booster. So, ojalá que no.
All right. We're already live on the other streaming, right?
Yeah, no. I'm just changing the titles of the videos.
Out of curiosity, I don't know if this. I wish I could. Yeah, you can't do it on Facebook here, dude. Like, you could do it on Zoom on Facebook, but the only thing is that if you choose to do the Zoom on Facebook, you can't do it on the
other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we need Restream.
Yeah, so in Restream it allows you to do them all, right? Like Facebook. The only one that you can't do it on is Instagram, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, nah. The Instagram, you got to go live. It's a whole different thing.
Got it. Okay. There we go. All right. I don't know. Do I sound like shit?
Sound good, dude.
Yeah, you sound good, dude.
I sound like I'm about to pass out or something.
No.
So did you guys hear the news?
What?
Messi is still choosing to play in the next World Cup.
Who?
Messi.
Yeah, doesn't know how to quit.
Yeah. I was like, dude, why couldn't you just take your trophy and just go home? Take your trophy.
Wrong.
Go home. You're done. That's it. What else do you need? Watch him go on like a rampage now. Like, I'm going to go to every country I can and try to win the league title from there. That'd be crazy. All right, guys. So you guys want to get started? I don't know if we.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know if we shared our stream or anything. Anybody else?
Not yet, but I think we could start. And I could do it while
All right, I think somebody's gonna. I don't. Do one of you guys want to lead this off?
Lalito, you want to do it?
Sure.
Because I'm gonna do the social media stuff.
Yeah. Okay. When I go like boom, go for it. I don't know if you can hear the music, but
I can hear the music.
you can.
Yeah.
Okay. You all right, dude?
Yeah. Just
Hey,
getting a
don't
little.
pass out, bro. You're gonna turn
Yeah.
into
This guy looks like he's struggling.
dude. You look like you're
Yeah,
trying to stay awake. Okay.
The COVID is hitting. But let's go. The COVID, the boost.
Oh no. Okay.
Right.
Que le den con ese es suficiente y ella te pone de repente que le den un poquito de aguardiente para sacar las cargas de la mente que le den tengo otro continente me lo baila como pariente que le
And this man got stuck.
Oh, what are the odds of that? And we're live, coming back with another episode of Strictly Football. We're back. We're on the heels of day after the big day finally happened. Final Messi won. I'm sure you're elated through the roof. Yeah. So, yeah, man, how are you doing? Before we get into it.
I'm doing. I lost my voice from all the screaming I did throughout the day. I was trying to sing like all the Argentinians out in Buenos Aires, and this is how I sound, guys. I'm dying. I'm dying right now.
It
But
looks live out there.
it looks live, dude. I saw all the reaction videos, and the one that got to me was this guy just started recording like at the last moment of the last penalty, and then as soon as they scored it, dude, like a swarm of ants just come out from all the buildings and just start screaming, dude. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
But I mean, dude, that's just how excitement and how great football is out there. That's what they live for. And congratulations, Argentina. You did it. I'm sure you're more happy than I am being Argentinian, and I'm not.
One day, man. One day, maybe El Salvador is gonna break out like that one day.
I can't wait till one of my countries gives me that feeling one day. I just
Can't wait.
And then people wonder why we get so excited when we win against Mexico. It's like
Because of shit like this, dude.
exactly.
I mean, we want this too.
We dude, everybody wants this, man. It's just like some of us are very unfortunate to live in countries that are not that great at football, you know, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, one day it all happens. It'll evolve. I mean, look at Morocco. Congratulations, Morocco. You are the
Fourth place.
first country to ever come out in the top 4 of the World Cup. You guys,
Which isn't that crazy? I always think about that, like the first of always, like something like the first of doing something like that. I'm like, God, this shit has been going on for how many years?
good. Since like the dinosaurs were born.
I think the first World Cup was like in 1930s or something like that, right?
Like I said, dude, that's the dinosaurs was probably
Like it's FIFA should be ashamed of themselves. Like, isn't there like, aren't they embarrassed? Like this shouldn't even be like a thing that they should be celebrating. That it's taken almost over 70 years for an African country to even make it to the semifinals. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that should that even be celebrated?
It shouldn't, dude. It's pretty sad. I mean, all right, you know what? That African country got theirs. I think it's time for the CONCACAF to get theirs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
The CONCACAF is up next, guys, and believe it or not.
When's El Salvador gonna be up there?
2026, dude.
2026. We're gonna be like the second,
about,
like the second home team.
Oh my god, dude. It's 2026, dude. Look, we held back this last qualifiers.
Oh, we're coming back, dude.
We're
With a
coming back.
vengeance.
Dude. Everybody underestimated us, and they're like, oh, this team, we're just gonna give them the pow, dude.
Yeah. They're not even gonna know what's gonna hit them, dude. When I want to see what the hell people are gonna react to this animal team that's about to come out.
Have you guys even heard of our best player, El Cacho Larin? Dude, that guy
There
is
you
a
go.
monster.
That's my guy, man. That guy's style is pretty tight. I gotta give it to him.
That guy throws kick centers, and then it just accidentally goes into the goal. You've never seen a menace like that. So just letting you know, it's coming.
It's coming. 2026.
2026.
Yeah. No, but on a much more real, you know, ambition of things, like it was it was definitely an interesting World Cup, you know,
Definitely was.
for what it was. But you came back, Lolito. How you doing, dude?
What's up,
Yeah,
guys?
we'll
Yeah,
we'll
my
jump into it.
computer issues. Yeah, I thought that this was one of the best World Cups over the past that I've seen since I really like 1998. That was one of my favorites, and this one was up there.
Yeah, I mean, 98, dude.
Yeah.
It's a blur, dude. I was still really young.
Oh, really?
I do remember it, but I think to me, like the one that stood out the most was that was kind of like up there was 06. 06 was the one that kind of stood up to me, that was really exciting and very interesting, you know, in the fact that Zidane tries to just destroy Materazzi with a headbutt, and you know, it was a shocker. But yeah, that I saw a lot of crazy games in there, especially with my conspiracy, which I will never let go. I was the year of the conspiracy, and it's very still. I think I'm gonna launch undercover podcast, and I'm gonna go undercover as a different name and try to, just in case the government finds out that I'm onto them about this conspiracy, so they don't know who I am. So watch out, world. I'm coming.
Sepp Blatter is gonna come after you. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, talking about conspiracies, I mean, we know what the big conspiracy of this World Cup is.
No, we don't.
Yeah, let's get started with that. Let's get started.
There's a
Here we
whole.
go.
This is why we're doing this podcast.
Let's just jump right into it. Do y'all think that this World Cup was rigged? I'm hearing a lot of reports, a lot of skepticism around this World Cup, around it being rigged.
It's only rigged because Argentina won, but I bet you if France would have won, none of these words would be even coming out.
Well, you know what's very interesting? I mean, none of the penalties that were given to Argentina were checked by VAR. None of them. None of them. You know? Not a single one.
How do you know that? How do you know
none
that?
of them. None of them were checked by VAR.
Why? Just because the ref didn't run to the screen?
I think because Messi grabbed the ball and said, "Okay, that's it."
Dude, no.
Just saying.
I'm gonna give you a negative on that one, but sure. I mean, what do you think, Michael?
If it was rigged,
I mean, go ahead. I mean,
if I go back to like our first episode in regards to World Cup, I made a comment about some of us know that this is rigged, and some of us like to think that it's not rigged. But we all know, the powers that be, that there's definitely some higher things happening. That's not to say that the moments aren't real. That's not to say that, you know, that the players don't have to play a role in it. But now, I'm not discrediting what Argentina is doing, but I will say that, like, a part of us knows that this is all smoke and mirrors. Am I wrong on that?
I mean, dude, okay, I see where you're going with this. And this starts off, dude, like even when they draw the groups.
Yeah.
It's not, dude, like, how much of this is even real, dude? Like, have you ever seen a World Cup where you feel like it's not like that?
I don't know, dude. I
mean,
think every World Cup has that type of conspiracy though. When you're like, oh, look at 2006 and look at Brazil and the way that
dude,
Roberto Carlos is tying his shoe.
look at
I mean, you can go back into this World Cup in 2018, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, so there's all these little moments that like kind of build up to this weird conspiracy.
yeah, and it all starts with the rumors of one person saying, "Well, I think this is in this," and then and everybody else follows along. But I mean, like, will we ever really know the real deal? I don't know, man. Never think so.
No.
I mean, it all started with like how Qatar was able to get, the bid with no structure of like football in their country, right? There were no stadiums.
They didn't even have the
stadiums,
infrastructure to begin with.
right? The stadiums were built from containers.
Yeah.
And now they're taking away, and ship them out in containers.
Yeah, because that's why it was called, like, what was it, 971 or some number like that? Because they use that many containers, and once they're done, they can put it back in the containers and ship it out, and then either rent it out to somebody or loan it out to somebody that really needs a stadium.
I mean, it's insane.
I mean, bring it
It's
to
insane.
Bring it to El Salvador or Guatemala. That we're need
Please. Please.
Dude, I'm
Give it to
sure
the San
we
Jose
need one.
Earthquakes. They need it.
I'm
we need
sure,
we need a good stadium because the Cuscatlan is falling apart.
dude. And you know what they try to cover all the cracks and everything.
Yeah.
Paint. With paint, they just painted everything. They're like, I don't think they'll notice all these cracks that are coming down on it. They just paint over everything, and then
Oh God, the Cuscatlan, dude.
dude,
Can you imagine like El Salvador hosting World Cup, like a game?
we can't. Well, for the longest run, here we go, downing our country again, dude.
I didn't say
For the longest-
I didn't doubt.
For the
I
longest time,
did say, can you imagine?
El Salvador had the biggest stadium in Central America, 50,000 people right there.
Let's go, baby. All day.
Costa Rica had to build a new one to top that and go on top. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. They're doing something nice. That 2014 money came in right, so they're putting it into good work.
Well, around all the skepticism, how did you think Qatar did? Like, as a host nation, and like, I mean, maybe not host nation in regards to football, but like, did y'all like the World Cup? Like, did you like the way that it was presented? And
Like in what way? Like the whole show and
yeah, like the way it
Yeah.
was packaged, the way it kind of just like felt like.
Dude,
okay.
I think it.
Go ahead.
No, I did, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I did. I liked it because it's been a while since you see something in the level of the games we saw, dude. I mean, I feel like we've been used to seeing what Spain, Germany, take it over and over and make it to the next phase. This year was insane. I mean, we saw a Japan that was on fire, a Qatar that sucked, that we didn't think was coming. Dude,
The Mercedes, you mean?
yeah, the Mercedes Benz E-Class compressor that we saw. Dude, we saw Morocco again, dude. Let me just give them the applause. Good stuff, dude.
Free Canada,
Canada,
weak ass team.
dude. Saudi Arabia beating Argentina, that woke them up. That gave them a slap in the face. They were like, "The fuck, ow, dude."
That was their World Cup final.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh yeah,
They
That's-
can forever just like sit on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Argentina won the World Cup that year, but you know who beat them? The big dogs.
the only team, no, the only team that was able to beat them.
The only team. The big
The only
dogs.
team, dude.
Crazy.
It's like when Mexico beat Brazil. They still live through that to this day.
No. Hey. That was a championship, baby. That was a championship, okay? Plus, Brazil is always a team that le falta there's 25 cents, for the dollar.
I mean, sure. But we all have those moments, dude. Every country has those moments. And it's great. We saw a lot of these moments in this World Cup, dude. I mean, are we even forgetting that Tunisia beat France?
Yeah.
I know that their starters weren't on the field, but Tunisia will go to the grave with that and hold it forever, dude.
Probably
But
more so if they
here's-
would have won, though.
But
Yeah,
here's something that stands out to me before that you guys keep appraising these like smaller teams. There's no more smaller team, guys. Like there's no longer like the smaller teams does not exist anymore. Okay,
Yeah,
you
they
guys,
do.
I
Yeah,
feel
they
like I
do.
feel like you
Yeah, they
guys are
do.
making
In
it
the
sound
CONCACAF.
like Tunisia, like oh what a small team, they had no chance. Dude, the team looked better than like Mexico, better than other teams, better than some of the big like nations like Spain or Germany. Those times are gone, bro. Like those smaller teams are no longer like in a map. They're all like super competitive nowadays. You know, but soccer has evolved in different ways where teams could now have really good players and really perform really well. We
I
keep,
don't know
I
about
just feel
that,
like we keep
dude.
appraising like,
I think
oh, you know,
I know where he's coming from, but I just think you didn't say it correctly. You mean in the World Cup, there's no such thing as smaller teams. That's what you're trying to say?
yeah, or even just
There
worldwide.
is
I mean,
smaller there is smaller teams in this world. But I mean, what I think in my way, what you're saying would be there's no such thing as underestimating any team that goes into the World Cup, because that's exactly what a lot of teams did, and look at what happened. A lot of upsets. I just think every team will go out there and play with their heart till the end and try to shock you.
I would disagree though. I think that there are smaller teams, and I think that they come from the CONCACAF.
No,
So-
like I said, there is smaller teams, but I think what Lalito's trying to say is that in the World Cup, these so-called smaller teams that we're underestimating, we can't be doing that anymore. That those times have passed by.
like we shouldn't get shocked. You know, like oh the Cameroon will beat Brazil. Like
Just
you know,
listen to your own words, bro. No more smaller teams. So when El Salvador goes in, there's no smaller teams.
So Qatar is
guys.
not a small team.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
Wales is not a small team.
no. I mean, dude,
Costa Rica is not a small team.
No, I mean they made
Getting
it
their
far.
getting their shit beaten up 7-1 or whatever the hell the score line was.
Dude,
That's
but
not a
then
small
they turn
team.
around. But they turn around and they almost qualified out of the group. They had Spain out of. They had Spain
That was
out of
that look, dude. But that doesn't mean anything though. The regardless is you're all about like you're the same dude that gives Canada shit about it. Now
No, I mean-
you're flipping it until to make Costa Rica. No.
So
It's
I'm
the same
just saying,
scenario.
I'm like, because because I just the way
Two small
the way
teams.
No, I mean, like, I just feel like there's no more surprises. There's no more like France lost to Switzerland or France lost to whoever. That shouldn't be a surprise. It could actually
is a
happen.
surprise. What are you talking about, dude? How can you say that? There's always going to be smaller teams.
I try to save you, and you just threw yourself back in the hole. Like I try to save.
There's always going to be smaller teams. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's a reason why Morocco, this is the first African team to make it to the semifinals. Like, what are we talking about? There's always going to be smaller teams. I'm sorry. But
here's a question I would like to bring to the table. Like, do you guys think that maybe these bigger teams are performing less effective or less they look less attractive versus the smaller teams, which these teams are catching up? Or they're just getting like too confident, too cocky? You guys get my question or no?
We're talking about this World Cup, right?
Sure. I mean, we could look at the Euro too. I mean,
in general, let's just stick to the World Cup. I mean, I kind of understand what you're saying. I mean, what game? Like, give me an example. Like, which one are you talking about? I know you have one in mind. But
I have a lot in mind. For example, like, well, not games in mind, but like for instance, like we look at Spain, right? Spain, they calling them like a big failure, you know. Germany,
yeah,
these big clubs, you know, that have history behind them.
And Spain's only won it once, so let's not give them that much credit. They've only won it once.
Yeah,
I know, but it's always like, oh, you know, siempre se califican a semifinales, semifinal. They always get through. They always get through.
Nah, dude. That's not. It hasn't been the history of Spain.
or
That's only.
Brazil.
That's
or
only. There you go.
Brazil.
Let's put a real big boy in the talk.
All
Let's
right,
put
how
a
about
real big boy
Brazil?
in the list.
Can we
Brazil.
put Brazil?
The big dogs are Brazil, Argentina, France, and Germany. Let's quit calling other teams big because they're not. There's only 4 big dogs. I'm sorry,
I'm
but
sorry.
those are the 4
I
big
would
dogs.
probably
that
take
always
out
say
Germany out of there.
what? They've won it 5. They've won it. How many times have they won it? 4?
Ooh, pero
4. What
I
are we
mean,
talking about?
like last time they won it was what 2006.
Yeah,
Isn't that? Was it?
yeah, it was 06.
Was
No,
it was in Brazil? No,
No.
it was 2010. I think was it 2010?
2010. Yeah, right.
No,
2010. So
2010 was
almost
for Spain.
Oh, 2014 in Brazil.
2014. Come on, dude. That was
Yeah,
that was
2014,
8
I'm sorry.
years ago.
Yeah,
8 years ago, and they haven't been able. This is the second.
but see, dude,
The second World Cup that they didn't qualify in the group
No,
stage.
no, you're pulling for fucking shit there. No,
Come on, dude.
no, dude. Come on, dog. That's a big dog. I'm sorry,
All
but
right,
that's a
okay.
big dog.
All right, fine. Let's put it up. Let's put him up there for
I mean,
for the sake of this example.
you gotta understand, bro, that teams come to an end, bro. Like that team, they're all season, man. And this last World Cup showed an example of Germany. Dude,
They're in
what
rebuild.
were they thinking of bringing Mario Götze just to give flashbacks? Like, hey guys, this guy's the one that's gonna show us how we did it back in the day. No, dude, it's done. Yeah?
That team is Musiala's team now, but they have to build around him. You know, I think that's one.
Yeah.
What I will say about this World Cup, and maybe you're saying that the big teams didn't perform, which I actually would argue that they did. I will say that the players, like the big name players, for the most part, I thought that they delivered. I think that's why it was a really entertaining World Cup, because you have a lot of players that we already knew were good and they like really outshone, or you found new players that were like, oh, these dudes are really good too.
Yeah.
Because the only real like quote unquote superstar that I would say like didn't perform or didn't have a moment would probably be Cristiano.
Yeah.
Because Neymar had his moment in that goal. I thought that was a great goal that he scored against Croatia. They didn't win, but they had a great goal. He had a moment. I thought Richarlison had that, Messi had the tournament, Mbappe showed up. Musiala, even though Germany sucked, like I thought that kid was a beast.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I mean, even like they all showed up, dude. Messi showed up.
Maybe De Bruyne, maybe.
Kevin,
Probably did show up.
I mean, that's a whole different story, dude. That's the team that you should be talking about right there. Underperformance right there. That's the one. But I mean, dude, look. I mean, we talk so bad about Spain, but that's the perfect example right there. It's probably the youngest team that was at the World Cup. One of them. Look at, they're all 23, 24. In 4 years, they're going to be experienced. Then we'll talk about if they get their shit handed to them in 4 years again, then let's talk about Spain. Even Germany, dude. Germany too. It's a young team, dude. Musiala's still young. He doesn't know how to carry a team on his shoulder yet. Even though he played well, he doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Even some of the France players, dude, they're still young. They're great players, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome players. Pero no saben echarse la camiseta al hombro del equipo and say, I'm coming for it. I'm the one that's going to help us take it over. Mbappe did, though. I'm telling you, but it's not a one-man team, dude.
See, but that's the thing, though. Look, that's the thing with Mbappe, and I think that's my guy. I mean, I was loving the final. I mean, my guy showed up, but I would argue that they did fight for the jersey, though.
Yeah, that was his dude. Yeah,
I think that's the thing here. Like, I think France has like a good core young players that they looked upset after the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they look like they're about to come back next World Cup with a vengeance. I'm scared for whoever's going to meet them up,
dude.
because Mbappe did not look happy. He looked like he was ready to fucking kick that fucking golden boot out of the fucking stadium,
I mean, did you see the picture he took with Emmy?
Oh yeah, he was like
2
feet away from everyone.
Yeah.
No.
Have you seen
close,
the meme? Have you seen the meme where he's just like, "Okay, Bobo, movete para allá, Bobo." Like when Messi is saying that to the reporter, but they put it over that scene. Hella funny when he's walking away. No, but if you look at that game, dude, I mean, France was exposed because of Mbappe's lack of playing defense.
Yeah.
So when you think about that midfield, I mean, that midfield really, I mean, it's not that they struggled, but Argentina, they knew that the kid wasn't going to come back, you know? So props to Scaloni. We were giving him shit about taking Adi out while we were watching the game. So if you haven't watched that live stream, I think you should go see it, you know? But while we were watching it, I mean, we were questioning Scaloni's movements, and some of them still didn't make sense. But I think looking back now as to what he was trying to do,
Yeah.
I think it makes sense because Mbappe wouldn't come back. And I think that's why that's why he moved him to the center.
Yeah.
Because they were losing the battle in the midfield because the kid wouldn't come back. So then now the Argentina midfielders were just outnumbering the other French players, you know? So you had Rabiot just fucking running back and forth.
Yeah.
So,
And then also you look at it, dude. They had Griezmann as a center midfielder.
And he's not going to be defending.
You
know?
Not meant to defend, dude. And when have we ever seen him defend? Never.
I mean, that's why Adi Maria was having the time of his life over there against Koundé because they kept double teaming them.
Yeah.
You know, because they wouldn't have any help. Because Dembele was not a good defender back there. No. So, yeah.
So big props to Scaloni because that was, I mean, he beat France in that aspect, you know, for over 65 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know?
Well, I mean, dude, I mean, I still wasn't happy with the decisions he made. But I mean, if you put it in that way, yeah, but I just think he did it too early. I mean, the decision was right, but it's just like the timing was off.
Mm-hmm.
It was just off, dude. And that's what kind of led the game to get to that point. Because you're giving France more space by taking that guy out, dude. And then I mean, I questioned the French coach, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing, dude? Like, dude, he took out Giroud and Dembele in one shot, even before the half, dude.
Before the half, I mean, that's
Dude,
crazy. You're taking out the Golden Boot contender.
Dude, he just said, I get the hell out of this game. Like, why, dude? He didn't even have the courtesy to let him finish the first half. It was almost over, 5 minutes.
But it's because they were getting overwhelmed, dude. Like, look at that first half again. Like, look at that first half again and just analyze it. The kid is not coming back to play defense.
Yeah.
So he's useless because they didn't even have the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Argentina is just having the time of their life because they're double teaming all, like, the right back and the left back because they're going to have a free man open because the kid's not coming back. And Dembele is not a good defender. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, your wingers are not providing you the help. You know what I'm saying? So they were getting exposed. He needed to make that change. And I mean, I know that Dembele, the thing that sucks about it for me is that I actually think Dembele is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's pretty good when he's on. But man, they're just like going in hard on him, dude. Like in social media, like they're just like going hard on him. Like they're just like, this guy fucking sucks. Like he's not doing shit. Like he's the reason that they lost and shit like that. It's like, oh man, because of that penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tough, man. It's tough. I hope he doesn't get too hurt by it.
I mean, let's do a quick example, dude. I mean, it reminds me of the Euro finals.
Mm-hmm.
When Saka missed a penalty.
Yeah.
They all wanted to blame Saka. I was like, what is wrong with these people, man?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I mean, you're putting the whole nation's weight on a 19-year-old, 20-year-old kid. Dude, get off, man. Like, you guys gotta relax out there, man. And you know, the team could have done more. You can't just find the weakest link and just blame it all on them. It's
also important to point out that France, that was the first match that I saw France like really struggle defensively.
Yeah.
Throughout the tournament. That was the first time that we saw France had to come back from a 2-goal lead. Because there was nothing happening. That was the worst match that I saw France play in the whole tournament.
Yeah.
You know, so it's also important to analyze that, because I think Argentina did their homework and they were like, you know what, this is where we're gonna hit them, and
Yeah. Yeah, they hit him, dude, and they hit him
they
hard.
hit them hard, and they could have got more goals, but
They could have, but I mean, Argentina really kind of gave them back the game. I think that was the thing about that game. I mean, what did y'all think about the game? People are calling this the best World Cup final ever, but we love to just jump to these big fucking statements.
I mean,
Is this the best World Cup game ever?
No, no.
Which one's better?
I mean, if you're an Argentina fan, yes, maybe this has been like the best moment that they've lived as a fan, that we've lived celebrating for Argentina.
But you're an Argentina fan, and you're saying no.
I mean, I'm happy that they won, but consider it the best? No, because
what's the best for you?
I mean, I would have liked to seen France, battle it out head to head, from the beginning to the end. Kind of to give you an example, what I would have considered a match would have been better. Not one team dominating the whole thing in the last 10 minutes. It's exciting because in the matter of minutes, you just change your mood, but that doesn't make it the best match ever. I mean, I would say that it was just as exciting as 2010 when the Netherlands was tied with Spain.
Yeah.
So I mean, the best, relax. Get out of here.
That's a young person comment right there.
You must not know who Kaká is at this point, or any of the kids know who Kaká, Riquelme, or any of those guys are the great ones know who they are. I mean, I even asked the youngster, like, do you know who this? Who is that? Was he good? Oh man.
Oh boy. Or they just know him through FIFA.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. And then some of these kids know only because on Ultimate Teams the cards pop out, and then they're like, "Who is this?" And then they start googling who it is. That's about it. But
like it's crazy to me how they compare Messi pro records. He beat Batistuta. People have no idea who Batistuta is.
Oh my god! See, there's another one, dude. Another great one. And
it's crazy. It's crazy, but to me, this World Cup felt. I mean, it was entertaining. The last 20 minutes. I mean, I had people. That save though. To me, that was the staple of the World Cup. That save at the end,
dude.
It meant for.
I think
like,
everybody.
If you're a football like fanatico, like the corazón, and then you see that, like, I don't care if you're in Argentina, if you just love football and you see that, you're like, wow. Because I was just jumping up and down, it was just exciting to see that. So it was very tactical. I feel like that was very tactical because Argentina did their homework again. It was so you didn't see France really, like perform. It was just they were outperformed by Argentina's tactical like moveset.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people were like, oh well, it wasn't that fun because France didn't do well. Well, because they couldn't.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was really fun.
Mm-hmm. So wait, so it's not the best World Cup you've ever seen? The best World Cup final?
I think it's up there.
It's up there for you?
Yeah, it's up there.
Cool. I think for me, I'm trying to recall the 2018 one. I think that one was a pretty boring one because France just kind of dominated. Before that, it was 2014.
Mm-hmm.
That was Germany versus. Who was it? Was that Argentina?
No, I think wasn't it not a Belgium?
No. Who was the finalist in 2014?
That was in 2014.
Yeah,
it was Argentina and Brazil. I mean, Argentina and Germany.
There you go. And Higuaín missed that sitter, right?
Yeah, the sitter, and that's when Götze made that famous goal.
Made the goal, right? Yeah, that was a good one too. That was a good World Cup.
That was a good final. Yeah.
That was a good World Cup final. 2010 was also a good one. Netherlands versus Spain. I remember it not being that exciting though because of Spain's passing. And then 2006 was the headbutt. 2002 was Brazil. They beat them 2-0, so it wasn't too bad. I feel like I remember liking the 1998 one.
It was good. It was good.
It was very
I mean,
physical. Yo me acuerdo. Very, very physical.
98 was very controversial because I've been seeing highlights in reels, and they were like, if you don't remember this, maybe you were too young to remember. But before the game, dieron las alineaciones,
Mhm.
and then Fenomeno was not on Brazil's lineup. And they were like, "Oh, he's not gonna play." And then the world was going crazy because that was his moment, dude. Those were his times.
Yeah,
That's where he shined. And then last second, like 5 minutes before the game starts, he pops out on the field, and then they changed the paper and they did all this stuff. Dude, then the world was like, okay, we're good, we're back, and he's there. But it was
but they got smacked up though. They got smacked up 3-0.
yeah, and I mean, you got to remember a Zidane in probably in his prime. It was
Yeah, that French team was fucking insane.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, so I think out of my lifetime, I gotta also say I think it's up there for me because out of all the ones that I've seen, I can't really recall. That's what I'm saying. I think the only one that comes close is probably Argentina and Germany.
Yeah.
Again, Argentina's in it again. I mean, I think Argentina when they're on, they're an exciting team and they're passionate, which I think brings out another element of the World Cup that I think we tend to forget. I think that our Argentina fans really showed like their passion and the team showed their passion. And I think that like just kind of like comes through, because I don't really recall France's victory being this like sentimental, if I'm mistaken. You could just tell that it just meant a lot to the Argentinians.
It meant a lot to Argentina, but I think it meant more to Argentina than what it did to France because they had just recently came from winning it,
Yeah.
It's been the longest time. So that's why it probably meant more to them. And dude, even though France lost, they were received with an ovation in France. I mean, it was great to see that. I mean, they were in a faraway distance, and then I'm like, maybe that's why they're far away, just in case one of these fans is still mad and tries to.
Yeah,
but yeah, dude, I was kind of happy that they still received them like with greatness out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also, I mean, it was very special for Argentina because of Messi's supposedly last dance.
It's not.
So,
it's not, dude. He's still going.
I know. I mean, after I saw that. I saw what you talk about, Sam, because I saw it on ESPN.
Dude,
like, no.
What are you doing, dude? Look,
he's missing one trophy though.
Which one is the UEFA?
No, the MLS Cup. Well, no, the MLS Supporter Shield.
The support.
And there you go. His legacy's complete.
I mean, if you're Messi, I mean, and I think we should really talk about maybe briefly about. So there's a lot of it's a lot of talks, online about where's Messi going.
Yeah.
Where, Miami, PSG, Barcelona, even Barcelona came up.
Yeah, well,
if you're Messi, like, what do you do after? Like, where do you go? You go to competitive league?
Let me just rewind you because everybody underestimated him going to France, and they were like, "That's like the stupidest move you could have done." And it made sense at the end, like Mahiko said, why he went to France. And believe it or not, the man knows how to make the moves that fit his career best. And I think he will. MLS is not a bad idea. If he's smarter, he'll go to Saudi Arabia.
For money.
For money, yeah.
Yeah.
And like Ronaldo should. I don't know if he already signed for that team, but dude, what are you even thinking about it, man? Why?
I mean, can you imagine the Saudi Arabian League with Messi and Ronaldo there? Jeez. Man, that's gonna be relive the glory days.
Now let me ask you guys this: do you think PSG wants to re-sign Messi?
No.
I think that they probably would, maybe for like a year more.
Is it worth it?
Maybe to sell jerseys.
Is it worth it? I mean, I still think Messi has maybe a year left, 2 years left at the top.
To like competitive, like in
I think
competitive,
in the Champions League and stuff, because I mean it's not like he's in bad shape. I mean he's obviously slower than what he used to be, but I mean, como siempre dicen, va, el toque nunca se va.
Yeah.
And like he still has those he still has a little bit of that in him, Like look at Modric. If Modric can do it, I think Messi can do it as well. I mean, Modric is maybe an anomaly because of just how much he runs, but like I wouldn't be surprised if Messi is still playing kind of at the top ball in 2 years and maybe makes that jump to the MLS in 2 years. I don't think that he's gonna be in Europe though by the next World Cup.
No.
the only thing that concerns me is if we watch the final, the World Cup final, some of the mistakes that Messi did was porque se le acabó el gas.
Yeah, he didn't track back. Yeah,
That's where that's one of the goals that can score.
yeah, that Mbappe scored the
Yeah.
the volley. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was because
Mhm.
Messi lost the ball at half field, and
Right.
he just didn't
Some-
run back. He just
No,
like,
he
all right,
didn't.
well,
Yeah.
it's done. I lost the ball.
So I'm just a little concerned, and we think about all these like legends, right? How do you stay a legend? How do you stay like you don't want to be remembered as like Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, where we're all we talk about is his drama with Man U,
Yeah.
and that's not okay, dude. Because the man had history. The man did his thing. He's still considered one of the best players in the world, and to end your career with that note,
Yeah.
como que feels a little unfair,
Yeah.
But that's on him though. So
They're,
I
yeah, they're
don't
not
want
they're
Messi
not
to
the
do the
same
same.
people though.
I just don't want Messi to do the same. Sometimes you just gotta colgar los botines. Yeah, that's it. Your legacy se queda intacta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the big difference there though is that Cristiano just doesn't feel like he has anybody to tell him like, hey dog, that's just not a good move.
Yeah.
And I think Messi probably does have those people around because of the moves that I think Sam's talking about. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that if it would have been up to him, he'd still be at Barcelona.
He would have took a huger pay cut.
For sure. I mean, I think he feels that way about the club and but he didn't. And I think he made the decision that was best for his future. Cause I mean, he came into this World Cup in probably the best shape that he probably could have came at,
At that age.
at that age, cause he's not playing in a super hard league.
Yeah.
And Cristiano decides to go back to the big dogs, and he's just not that young buck anymore. And he got kind of hit with reality, and that's just kind of the place that they're at. But yeah, I hear you though. I mean, I don't think so, but I hear you. It's definitely a possibility.
I mean,
so let's also not jump into conclusions because I mean there were so many emotions going on during after the game when he said that, So I have a feeling Messi's gonna just take it easy and then just guard los botines because he's not dumb.
dude, I mean, did you hear what he said? Right now, I don't want to talk about anything except going to the beach in Rosario and drinking mates next to my wife. That's what he wants to do right now. These guys are tired, dude.
Good luck, buddy. The season starts in 2 weeks.
Isn't
Isn't that insane? That's insanity.
Dude, these guys are exhausted, dude. Like, even the guys that were like, honestly, the only guy that I didn't see struggle breathing at the end of the game was Mbappe.
Dude, he looked like a
Like he
machine
could
at the
go
end
for
of the
another
game.
2 rounds. And
the whole French team look like they were just ready to start another second half.
Another second half. I mean, they looked so young, didn't they? They looked so
Yeah.
young. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, you guys are ready to go for another game.
dude,
Los Argentinos were just like struggling. It was bad. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
do you think David Beckham is not convincing him though to go to the MLS?
Oh, of course. What?
I mean, I think so, man. I mean, if Ronaldo doesn't go to the Saudi Arabian League, I think he would end up here.
I mean, he likes it here. He likes it at the Galaxy.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't know how he'd deal with another big ego in Chicharito there, but
Jesus.
you know.
Can you imagine the locker room?
But that's his
Oh
spot.
boy.
Isn't that that's his spot, dude? Don't they play striker? Like,
Yeah, he plays a striker now.
yeah.
He might even make it as a winger over here, though. Maybe.
Yep.
Still,
Maybe.
No, dude. Can you imagine? Like, dude, the MLS has like young players. Like, can you imagine like seeing a TV game?
Look, dude. I was with you. I was with you until I saw Gareth Bale do that to that left back. And I was like, there's no reason why Gareth Bale is doing this to you.
Yeah, that was
He's on
pathetic.
one leg.
My boy Glad is still
Still
he was holding A. He was holding A. You know when you're defending, he was hold you hold A to like
yeah.
He was just holding A, just give him space, follow. That was bad. That was bad.
Oh my god.
But I mean there are some good, good left backs.
Look, after the state that the CONCACAF performed in this World Cup, I am like disillusioned with where the Liga MX is, where MLS is, like where the hell fucking like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just disillusioned by it because we're living a lie over here.
I think
We're in fantasy land.
I think Mexico needs to get it together, dude. There's like we were talking about this the other day, Lalo. There's something there that's happening, and somebody needs to fix that right away.
Well, here's the problem. Here's where the debate starts right here.
Let me finish, dude. Let me finish. Like the production of the youngsters is not happening anymore. It's they're not there, dude. Mexico's focusing too much on bringing extranjeros from other countries and making more money. They're not pushing the youngsters to come out of clubs anymore. It's dying. It's dying, dude. And if you're not producing Mexican youngsters, where are they going to come from?
No, it's
You're
true.
about to get a 38-year-old Luis Suarez,
dude.
And you're excited about that?
I'm excited. It's the jerseys, dude. I want to see.
I mean,
see,
that's cool, bro.
no?
I can make
like
that for you here at my house if you really want to, man. But like, come on, bro. Like, get your team to make Mexican players, dude.
No, see, and I agree 100%.
And dude, and let me just throw the last example. You know what they're trying to do? Nacionalizar Cade Cowell and his brother. Like that's just showing you where they're at, dude.
Dude, I don't know what I mean.
Earthquakes, baby.
No,
Dude,
no, they're not. That's not gonna happen. Okay? That is not gonna happen.
Dude, to get the extranjeros like from the US, the Mexican kids that are playing in the MLS, because I think the MLS is producing the youngsters more. Not they're taking that step forward every year. And it's
look,
it's sad, dude, because we talked about it. The U17s in Mexico used to be dominant. They've won it. The 20s, the Olympics, top 4. What's going on, man? Talk to me.
Yeah, there's for sure a disconnection with the Liga MX and the national team, because I think they're more concerned about making money, and that is no secret. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
But I do disagree that the Ligas MX, the MLS, are a mirror of what the national teams are. Because how many national players, like for instance, like the US, right? How many players from the US soccer national team play in MLS?
Play or played?
Play right now, currently.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So
well, hold on.
It's just out of the US, it was just Zimmerman. That was a starter.
Yeah.
That was a starter.
Liga MX, I think, and so that in itself is one problem. Now, if we look at the Mexican league, teams have stopped producing Mexican players because they don't trust Mexican players, because they care more about putting a push out. Because I don't know, we Mexicans, we want results right away. So if you take, por ejemplo, Cruz Azul, and then you invest all these young players, and they have a shitty tournament, what are they gonna do? They're gonna fire the coach after 9 or 10 games, which that's what happened.
Cruz Azul has 2 bad seasons already going. Might as well make it.
No, we're talking about it. I mean, bad season, it's questionable, but so, well, the main and here's what I'm trying to say. The main problem with the Mexican national team is that there's no production of young national Mexican players.
Yeah.
Las fuerzas básicas are, like, there's nowhere to be found. I mean, there used to be rules that some of the teams had to require to play some amount of minutes with young Mexican players. They got rid of that. They got rid of La Copa MX, which that's where most of the teams play with their subs, with their their youth. They got rid of that relegation. They got rid of that. So I think it's a deeper problem. I think because I think the league is very competitive. In my opinion, the league is very competitive. But there's a misconnection with the national team and the growth of young players.
Yeah. So my question then is like, but should the blame solely be on the Liga MX clubs, or should there be a part of the blame like on, and I don't want to just throw Europe under the bus as an all-encompassing thing, but if I'm looking at it and I'm the owner of Cruz Azul and I have, for instance, a young up-and-coming Cruz Azul player that's 17 years old, there's a lot of hype around him. Maybe I sell him to Ajax for $2 million. And then his growth expands, right? And then now he's in 2 years. Now he's worth $30 million. Cruz Azul doesn't get shit out of that. So there's an imbalance of a relationship there, because why would I send you my best young players when the return is actually not going to be that big for me?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Because then it's like, where does the balance come? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only so much that I'm going to give you an Edson Alvarez, and then now you're going to make almost 20, 30 more than what I gave you. Because Liga MX is not going to get shit from Edson Alvarez's transfer.
No.
Ajax is.
But then they're doing something wrong there. They gotta.
There you go.
They gotta add something on that contract when they sell them.
There you go.
And they're not thinking it straight, dude. Look, Lalo, I'm gonna give you the example, because like and the most recent one is Gio Reyna. Like, Gio Reyna never even made it to the MLS here because he got scouted really quick in Germany, and they took him straight out of the U17s
at a New York FC.
New York FC. But you know what though? This is the difference mentality that's going on in the US right now. Go. Take off, bro. Bye. Come back. Get that development. US soccer men's national team needs you in the future. That's what they're aiming for. And if it doesn't work, we're going to keep trying.
I didn't think that's where you were going to go with that. I thought you were going to say the contract says.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
They're selling them. I don't know what his contract says.
But even in that example though, dude, like, does New York FC actually benefit from that? Because nobody knows that he comes from the NYFC.
No.
Yeah, of course. No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so who really benefits in that? Like, and I think that's the problem, because, and you're making me think, actually, who does that really well? And maybe it's because of their stature, and maybe it's because they've done it so long. But Brazilian clubs tend to have those things in their contract. Like Neymar, when he was sold from Santos was like, we're going to get still a part of this shit that we know that this kid's about to blow up.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the MLS and the Liga MX are not necessarily, I don't know if they're not at that level, but it's just like, there should be no reason why Monterrey hasn't gotten something from Chucky Lozano.
Yeah. Like those kind of things, I would expect it from the MLS because they're just coming up. But you guys have been doing this for way longer.
There you go.
You guys have been doing this way longer, bro.
There you go.
MLS, I'll give them a pass because
they can't do this for long, though.
Yeah, they're gonna catch on to it, dude, and they're gonna end up doing something about it, because, I mean, even though Pulisic is not the guy that we think he is, I mean, he's another example. The same thing they did with Gio Reyna. He ended up at some team, and boom, took off to Germany. Borussia Dortmund again. McKinney, the same thing. All those players, bro. And then now the US is like, all right, dude, next time that we do this, maybe we're just gonna sign on the bottom that we get this percentage the next time you sell them.
But I wonder, see, now Ariel had me think about something very important.
Uh,
You know, we're sitting here questioning Liga MX, the MLS, right? But how much, like, can we also throw in like the European clubs, like, you know, for like,
not
do they
really.
have some like, do they have some
You know
kind
why?
of like taking advantage of
Why-
situations like that?
No, because they are the best leagues, dude, and those kids are already born in that country. It's
Yeah,
so
but if you look at from a business perspective, if we, I mean, football, I mean, dude, I mean, if you're like in el ejemplo de New York FC selling gear right now, they didn't get anything out of that, right? They're just like, oh, for the future, but financially speaking, they didn't make a buck. So why would you keep doing this? There has to be some kind of like, you know, give and take. Otherwise, I mean, fútbol es un negocio, muchachos. El fútbol es puro negocio. Si no haces dinero, then go into a different business. Pero if we sit here and be like, oh, todo por la Liga MX, por el país, it's a business, guys. It's a business.
yeah.
You know? But
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I don't know, man. I think that that's just a bigger problem of like the CONCACAF. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know, man.
it's
I
sad.
don't know.
It's sad.
But I mean, it's what I'm trying to say is kind of my thing is, dude, that is Mexico just like hit their peak now and hit a just a level where they're going to stay at, or is it going to be something where they're going to try to turn this around, or is it going to be something that we don't know? Only time will tell.
Only time will tell what's gonna happen to the CONCACAF teams, because to me, like, that's my biggest concern. As being in the CONCACAF, like, it's cool seeing like Brazil and and seeing Europe do its thing. Like, it's cool, but at one point I do want to see the CONCACAF like compete. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love for El Salvador to be fucking the next Morocco. Like I would love to feel that like in my lifetime. And it just sucks because I think the CONCACAF is just not in a good state, And I guess that kind of leads me to one of the questions that I have for you all in the World Cup is like, was there any region that like stood out to you that did really either surprised you or like you were like, I guess I would just say surprised, like a region, because you have the Asian side, you have the African side, you have the European side, and you have the CONMEBOL.
I'm gonna say it, and I think the one team that surprised me was Japan. Japan, dude. I mean, we all knew Japan was a decent team, but this World Cup, they proved that they can do so much more. And I think we have to remember that this game has a lot of percentage that involves luck. And but Japan, dude, demostró al mundo that they have football. That there is football in Japan. That's my team. And I mean Morocco as well, but Morocco has players that are known. Like Hakimi, CH. But Japan doesn't, dude. I didn't know anybody from there except Kubo, which the boy barely got to play. So
yeah, they took him out and the team performed better.
They took him out, dude. They were like, nah, dude, get out of here, boy.
Get this dude out of here.
Get out of here. And dude, he plays it in one of the best leagues, better than all the other leagues his teammates play. But yeah, dude, Japan shocked me, dude. And that coach, I mean, he had a lot to do with it. That's his way of playing. And nobody's gonna recognize him. Nobody's gonna recognize that coach.
No, he beat like Spain like from left and right. Like he took his like. I mean, my boy was confused. He was yelling, moving left and right. He didn't know what to do. Yeah. I agree with you. También contigo, Sam. I think the Asian for me stood out to me. Yeah. Because you have two. I mean, South Korea. limited team, but also stood out. Japan for me stood out the most.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I even bought the jersey, man. It just doesn't fit me, man. That two
Man,
XL Japan size.
you gotta lose a little bit of weight, man, and you get there.
I'm like one cheeseburger away from ripping that shirt, bro. When I put it on. So I mean, what
That's
about you?
funny.
What about you, Michael? Like, what team was it? I mean, I know you got one in mind.
Well, I think as a region or like who surprised me was when I guess pleasantly surprised. I think the African nations, like I think Morocco, I think is an obvious choice. But
Yeah.
while I think that it's undeserving, I thought Ghana was one of the most exciting teams that I got to see. Like I got to see, like they were so exciting. Like every game that they played in the group stage was exciting to me.
Yeah.
They like did not disappoint. Like they were fucking rock and roll. And it's a shame that they didn't go through because even that last game was fucking intense. Um,
Right.
but so to me, like I think about that team, Cameroon upsetting Brazil, right? So I'm thinking about like um Tunisia. Is Tunisia considered Africa?
Yeah. It
You
is.
know,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they beat France, like, what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, dope. Y'all came to play, what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
Senegal, did its thing in Group A where they kind of like disappointed like Ecuador. So I thought the African nations did well this World Cup. And I mean, for like as stereotypical as we are with Africa as a continent, as we think of them as like this poor place where there's like poor resources and blah blah blah, like the football that comes out of Africa
It's amazing.
is amazing, and the fact that they're able to like the reality of it is that many European countries have taken their players. I mean, who knows where the African continent would be in regards to football?
Yeah.
So I think for all the historical stuff that's happening there, I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm really happy that Morocco got as far as they did. And it's a shame that it's taken over 70 years for an African nation to get this far, which tells us a little bit about what the fuck FIFA thinks about the African nations. But that's a separate conversation.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well put. Well put. I mean, I mean, Africa, dude, when was the last time? When was the World Cup where they started going up this hill? To me, I think it was 2006.
Hmm.
They started coming out and like, who are these guys? Who are they?
Yeah.
And now we're starting to see that they can be a real threat. And
I don't see
well, they're
in
always
the
a threat.
in the distant, like in the near future, I could see them being in the final.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was getting to. Like I think Morocco has just inspired all these other African teams, all these countries. Like, hey, we did it, but let's do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're the ones they're gonna look up to, and make it happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. So
Anything else stood out for you? What was the best goal that y'all do? Do you have a favorite goal from this World Cup?
and I think Richarlison's goal was the goal of the World Cup, dude. I think that was the one.
People's team, of course.
I didn't see any other goal with that kind of like structure, dude. Maybe I missed it, but it's just the way that he did popped it up, didn't come down.
Last resort, man. That was a beautiful
When
setup.
Richarlison scored that goal, it felt like the World Cup started.
Yeah,
To me.
dude. Definitely, dude. That I think that woke up everybody, dude, because after that we just saw some exciting shit.
Yeah.
It was a good goal, and it sucks. I wish we would have seen more golazos. What about you guys?
For me, so I have two of them in mind. So that goal from Brazil, that was beautiful.
Uh-huh.
And the free kick from Chavez, that was magical.
That was a good shot.
Yeah, and we didn't get to see a lot of free kicks.
Yeah,
like golazos. And that was one that stood out to me.
that is true. I mean, South Africa was full of dude. I mean,
golazos.
Forlan was just like killing it with us.
Dude. I mean, Forlan was amazing at World Cup.
Yeah, he was.
He was amazing.
I mean, who else? I mean, what other goal? Like, what about like a build-up goal? Like, what do you guys think?
Well, my favorite goal though, before we go into the build-up goal, I think I'm between two. One is the goal that Saudi Arabia scored in Argentina.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was a
I forgot
golazo.
about that. Yeah, that was
That was a
the second.
golazo.
The
Yeah,
second.
yeah, the second one. And there was a goal in the Ghana game against I think South Korea that I really enjoyed. It might have been or no, I like the one that where the dude did the Sue. It wasn't necessarily like a crazy goal, but I just liked the atmosphere that it created.
Oh,
So,
I was against Portugal.
so that was one of my favorite goals, just because like they just like showed up and they just like, they were just not afraid of the moment. They looked like they were having fun, and they looked like they were about to take it. They were about to take it away, man, but it didn't happen.
The balls that guy has, dude.
Yeah, he did it hella wrong, hella stiff.
It's Ronaldo the fuck off, dude.
Oh yeah, he was
Yeah.
pissed.
Dude, he's like, oh, okay.
That's what we're doing.
That's okay. Yeah, dude. I think
Got
that was
it.
a good moment, like a highlight moment of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And
In regards to build-up goal, my favorite one was probably Neymar's goal against Croatia,
that was some
or the other Brazil goal where Richarlison is like he's like juggling the ball with his head, and like he ends up giving the pass to Paqueta, and then I think Paqueta gives it back to him, and then he gives it to Thiago Silva, and then Thiago Silva threads it through to him.
good.
Yeah. So Brazil had my favorite build-up goals.
That one was good too. And you know what that one reminded me of was the one where was Brazil against Chile. I don't know if it was like a Copa America or like a friendly.
Mm-hmm.
These guys just build up pass to pass. Ronaldinho, Robinho, Cafu was there, Adriano, and they just did like this crazy, insane 10 pass play.
Uh-huh.
And that kind of reminded me of that that game with Brazil against Chile. But this is like a while back. But they still show it like in highlights, dude. Like the Joga Bonito ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll probably, if I see the link.
I mean, that's probably the closest that we'll ever get to Joga Bonito. It probably in the nearest future, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
well,
For me, it was one stood out to me was that was actually the goal de Mbappé contra Argentina.
Oh, good goal.
yeah, that was a good goal.
Yeah, just the pass, the pass, no one saw it coming. Y Mbappé la agarró bonito at the corner. Estuvo muy bueno eso.
I mean, and just to give credit to the guy that lifted the World Cup, I mean, he had a good moment too, where he took was it Lovren from Croatia?
Mm-hmm.
And he took him down probably like half field, almost half field. And he took him down the whole wing on the right side. And he just kept faking him back and forth. And then he gave that pass to Julian Alvarez.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if anybody noticed that, but the guy still had a little energy left in him, dude, to create a little moment for himself. To remember.
Course.
So, well, all right, guys. I think we should let the fans know that this is our last episode of the year.
Yeah.
And that we're gonna be bringing back some episodes, flashback episodes that we had special guests in, and we're gonna put them throughout from here to the next year, 2023.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
is there anything you guys want to say before the year ends on this last episode?
2026, baby. We're out here. Excited for the next World Cup. I already have my plan already. I already have my
4
plan.
years.
Wait, okay.
We'll
Oh.
see you again. For me, I'll say thank you to everybody that's watching right now. People that listen to us like on a weekly basis. Sometimes I get surprised by how many people listen to us. Sometimes I'm like, man, it's cool to like just know that there are people listening out in the world, and it's not just me listening to the episode. So it's nice. It feels like we're growing, and that feels really nice. And thank you to both of you to be on it with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel really fortunate to have both of you in my life, and that we get to embark on this project. And it's exciting because I feel like it's growing. It's like a little snowball. It feels like, and now maybe not say a little snowball. It's a snowball that is slowly and surely getting some momentum. So I'm happy about that. And I hope we start making money off of this thing next year. So that's what I'm gonna put out in the fucking universe is that let's start making money off of this thing next fucking year.
Look, let's wait for Chinese New Year to try to bring in some money on that. My Chinese people, man, they're really
Easy.
they're really
Easy.
their beliefs are really there, and then they want it for everybody. It's not just for them. So
Yeah.
if we ever want to do that, let's talk to our friends over there. They'll take care of us. But I do want to go. I don't know where the chart is, dude. There's some countries that I always like to say, like, hey, thank you for listening to us. And they're like, dude, they're like across the world.
Diehards.
Diehards, man. Like, you guys are out there, man. Thank you. I just don't know if it shows in the app.
Here, let me pull it up. I have it right here.
Here we go. I think I found it too. Oh, here we go. There we go.
You got it. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Dude, and whoever this person is in Zambia, thank you so much for listening to us. We're going to go off this list. Malaysia, Nigeria, Australia, Puerto Rico, El Salvador. They're there, dude.
They don't understand what we're saying, but they're there.
They're there, dude. Greece, Mongolia, France, Argentina, Bermuda, Spain, Canada, and the UK, Germany, and of course, the US is our top listener, but that doesn't mean that we don't appreciate everybody evenly. We do. So thank you guys, everybody that listens to us. Like, we really appreciate you. We wouldn't be here without you, even if it's just one person out across the world.
Yeah.
Reach out to us and be like, hey, I'm that person that listens to you out there, man. Let us know who you are. We'll give you a shout out, man. Like, I'll hold a banner with your name out here, dude. It's like, just, let's
go follow this person right now.
Yes. I do want to say, Lalo, Ariel, Mexico, thank you guys. This has been a great year. This podcast is something that I look forward to every week. It does help get that mental health going. And shout out to Hans with the mental health podcast on Friday Night Counterattack. It does help, after a long week of work, 2 kids, it's there, man. This helps. It gets me going for the next week. Look forward to it every week, man. And we have a lot of fun, and then looking forward to making this bigger. We're going to grow. We're going to keep growing.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's been a beautiful journey. I think, this is my first podcast ever. Well, and I feel like I've grown as a person, and it's just, I'm really happy to be here. And yeah, for the fans, I know some people don't like me. Some people like me.
That's a semi-pro that we may potentially invite on here.
I do want to thank all the fans and all the listeners out there. Thank you. And yeah, thank you, Ariel and Sam, for creating this space, and I can't wait what we could do next year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. Another year of football, and just to let everybody know, this is why it's the greatest sport in the world, because it never ends. It's all year round. We keep going, but yet we start complaining about why they keep adding more to it. But this is what makes it great. It never ends. Right?
In 2 weeks, the season starts again.
All over again. Guess what? It's a year. It's all over.
No one's gonna remember Argentina won this thing in 2 weeks. It's horrible.
We're going back to watching Wolves against Crystal Palace, guys. We're back. We're gonna watch.
How crazy of a drop off is that? this World Cup's definitely made me think of like, man, it would be tight to have this thing every 2 years. But then I think about it and it's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is better to just have it 4 years.
Yeah, the excitement just builds in 4 years.
Yeah.
So, well, all right, guys, I think we should close it out. And I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all the people that listen to us.
Yep. And happy Hanukkah if you're Jewish.
Hanukkah
And Kwanzaa.
and Kwanzaa. Chinese New Year is somewhere next year, but coming up, we'll definitely we'll be part of that one.
We are nowhere near Chinese New Year, but
No.
we're almost there. You
We're
know,
almost there.
We're counting the days. We're counting the days.
Man, but we can't wait. So
Uh,
all right, guys. Well, thank you guys. Lalo, when the Liga MX starts, who's the first game that we're gonna watch there?
Of course, we're just gonna take on, I think, Necaxa. So
I can't wait, dude.
I mean, dude, you guys need to go see. So Mexico there's a cup right now going on, La Copa por Mexico. Mexico, I mean, Cruz Azul played against Pumas. If you want
Danny
to
Alves
some
there?
golazos, go take a look at the game. There was a golazos that some guy scored from Cruz Azul. Dude,
Oh boy.
go check it out.
Oh boy.
okay.
All right, and then we don't know where the MLS starts, but guys, it's been a long year. I think we all deserve the break too, and then you guys deserve a break from listening to us too.
Mhm.
Refresh those brains. We're coming. We're coming in strong with new things, and look out for us. You know, all these podcasts with Alexi Lalas, we're coming for you. We're gonna make it.
As Alexi said, though, I will say a quote that I heard over the weekend that I think maybe this will be a good way to end it. Alexis gets a lot of flack, and I've actually have grown to appreciate Lalas's analysis sometimes. Sometimes I think he talks out of his ass, but he did say something that I thought was pretty profound. And he said that football is the most important thing out of the most unimportant things, like in the world.
Huh. Where did he come up with that?
I don't know. I'm sure maybe he took it from somebody else, but I just thought it was really profound because I think the World Cup kind of puts that on display of like how much football actually means to people and how much it can bring people together. And it's just kind of on display, you know, like it's really beautiful to see the Argentinian people like really be happy about it, you know, and it's like, oh, cool. Like it's not like I run into Argentinians all the time, but
yeah,
you know, it's important, it's important whether it distracts us or not, sometimes it's also important to have that. So I just wanted to say that because I know you mentioned Alexis Lalas, but I didn't know where you were going, but
yeah.
made me think about that.
Hey, well, shout out to Alexi Lalas. Tag you in our next show. We're coming for you, bro. We're coming, eh? Yeah, watch out, man. And let's just keep the shout outs going too. I mean, we got to do the Cooligans too, man. Those guys are cool.
Those are my guys right there, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get on the show with them one day.
One day, dude. I mean, I can't wait. Like, if they ever ask me, like, hey, I mean, how do you feel? Dude, I made it. Here is where I want to be. Cooligans podcast.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Lalo, Ariel, Merry Christmas. It's coming. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah. Thank you.
And that is it.